Imagine earning $200,000 a year. That's over $16,000 a month hitting your bank account. By almost every measure, that puts you in the top 5% of earners in the United States. You should feel rich, comfortable, secure. So why do so many people earning $200,000 a year feel like they're barely keeping their heads above water? Why are they stressed about bills? Why do they have almost nothing saved? Why does the end of the month still feel like a countdown? This is not a rare feeling, it has a name. And once you understand what's actually happening, not just to them, but potentially to you will never look at a salary the same way again. Let's break it down. Let's start with the math. Because the first shock is what $200,000 actually becomes after the government takes its share. In the United States, a $200,000 salary puts you in the 32% federal income tax bracket. Add state income tax, which in California is 13.3%, in New York over 10%, and before you've spent a single dollar, you've already lost a significant chunk. By the time federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, and Medicare are all deducted, someone earning $200,000 in a high-tax state takes home somewhere between $11,000 and $12,500 per month. Not $16,000. $12,000, that's still a lot of money. Absolutely. But here's where it gets interesting. Because $12,000 a month sounds like freedom, until you start subtracting what life in 2026 actually costs. Here's the thing about earning $200,000 a year. The jobs that pay that salary are almost never in cheap places to live. They're in San Francisco, New York, Seattle, Boston, Miami, Austin, cities where the cost of living has been climbing for a decade without stopping. Let's build a realistic monthly budget for a single person earning $200,000 in a major American city in 2026. Rent or mortgage payment for a one-bedroom apartment in a desirable neighborhood, $3,000 to $4,000 per month. And that's modest for these cities. Car payment, insurance, and gas, roughly $800 to $1,000. Groceries, $500 to $600. Food prices in 2026 are not what they were 5 years ago. Health insurance, even with employer contributions, out-of-pocket premiums, deductibles, and copays can easily run $400 to $600 a month. Student loans, the average graduate school borrower in America carries over $80,000 in debt. Monthly payments on that? Around $800 to $1,000. Utilities, internet, phone, $300. That's already $7,000 a month. Gone. Before a single restaurant meal. Before a single weekend trip. Before buying a single item of clothing. Out of 12,000 take-home dollars, 7,000 is already spoken for. That leaves $5,000, which sounds like plenty. Until you add the invisible expenses. Nobody talks about the invisible expenses of a high-earning lifestyle, but they are very real. When you earn $200,000, there are social and professional expectations that come with it. You're expected to dress a certain way, eat at certain places, live in certain neighborhoods. Your colleagues earn similar salaries. When they suggest a dinner out, it's not at a cheap diner. When they talk about weekend plans, it's not a camping trip in the backyard. Keeping up, even modestly, costs money. Work clothes and professional appearance, dry cleaning, suits, shoes, easily $300 a month. Dining out and socializing, even being conservative, $500 to $800. Streaming subscriptions, software, apps. Most people in 2026 are paying for between 8 and 12 subscription services without realizing it. That's another $150 to $200. Gym, wellness, mental health, therapy alone, which has become near standard among high earners dealing with chronic work stress, runs $150 to $300 per session weekly. Travel, 1 or 2 trips a year, even budget ones, adds another $300 to $500 per month when averaged out. Gifts, weddings, social obligations, another $200. Add it all up. That $5,000 of breathing room, it's gone. Sometimes it goes negative. And here's the part that nobody talks about. There is a phenomenon in personal finance called lifestyle inflation, and it is the silent killer of high incomes. Here's how it works. When you were earning $50,000 a year, you made choices that fit a $50,000 life. Small apartment, basic car, cooking at home most nights. Then you got a raise to 80,000. And slowly, unconsciously, your lifestyle adjusted upward. Slightly nicer apartment, newer car, more dinners out. Then 120,000. Same thing, slightly bigger upgrade. By the time you reach 200,000, your lifestyle has inflated to match, or exceed, every single raise you ever received. Your spending grew as fast as your income, sometimes faster. So, despite earning 4 times what you once did, you feel exactly as financially tight as you always have. The number on the paycheck changed, the feeling didn't. Economists call this the hedonic treadmill. The idea that human beings rapidly adapt to improvements in their circumstances and always return to a baseline level of satisfaction. You get the raise, you feel great for 3 months, then that becomes normal, and you need the next raise to feel great again. Meanwhile, your savings rate hasn't moved, because your expenses moved first. Layer on top of all of this the debt that many $200,000 earners are carrying. Student loans from undergraduate and graduate degrees that were necessary to get the job paying $200,000 in the first place. A mortgage on a home purchased because renting felt like throwing money away, but in 2026, the average mortgage payment on a median-priced home in a major city is over $3,000 a month, at interest rates significantly higher than the historic lows of the 2000s. Credit card debt accumulated during lower earning years that never fully got paid off because lifestyle inflation absorbed every raise. High income does not automatically mean low debt. For many people, it means the opposite, because higher income unlocked access to larger loans. So what is actually going on here, and what does it mean for you? The core truth is this: income is not wealth. Income is a flow. Wealth is what you keep. A person earning $50,000 a year who saves 20% of their income is building more real wealth than a person earning $200,000 who saves nothing. The number on your paycheck is far less important than the gap between what comes in and what goes out. 3 things drive the feeling of being broke at any income level. First, taxes take more than most people mentally account for. Your gross salary and your actual take-home pay are very different numbers. Always budget from take-home. Second, high-income cities extract high costs. The salary and the cost of living are not independent variables. They move together. A $200,000 salary in San Francisco is not the same as $200,000 in a small Midwestern city, not even close. Third, lifestyle inflation is automatic unless you actively resist it. Every raise, every promotion, every income increase will be silently consumed by expanded spending unless you consciously decide otherwise before the money arrives. The people who build real wealth at high incomes are not the ones who earn the most. They are the ones who treat their income like it's still $50,000 and invest the difference. Opening, same apartment, same suit. But now he's sitting at a kitchen table with a notebook, writing something down. The goal of this video was never to make you feel sorry for people earning $200,000 a year. It was to show you something more important, that the feeling of financial stress has almost nothing to do with how much you earn, and almost everything to do with the gap between earning and spending. Between income and intention, you can feel broke on $200,000, and you can feel financially free on $50,000. The difference is awareness, and a decision made deliberately and repeated consistently about what your money is actually for. Drop a comment below. Tell me, at what salary do you think you'd finally feel financially comfortable? I want to know, and I'll see you in the next one.